Tragedy strikes the WHO radio wise guys as my headphones are broken. They don't look it over here. They definitely look it over here. It's a sad moment. Going to have to go spend another like $5 to get a replacement set. Dan, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. This is our wrap-up program, after show wrap-up program.
Right.
On, what is this, January 8th, 2011. As Brian said, tragedy has struck the WHO Hy-Vee studios here. Brian has broke his headphones. He wasn't paying attention and ripped them out of the...
Pulled them right out of that little container right there. That was just stupid.
Here's an idea. Maybe you should buy better headphones, which would subconsciously make you take better care of them.
That's ridiculous. I'm clumsy and I'm going to break things, so why, encourage myself?
I've been referred to as the clumsiest black belt alive.
Well, okay. Then you probably break things more often than I do.
But I have really good headphones, and I take care of them. I don't do things like that.
I don't see a purpose to it.
Okay, in our wrap-up show today, on the Radio Wise Guys program today, we were talking about the Consumer Electronics Show, which is this huge, electronics show that happens every year in January out in Las Vegas. This is where all the new products are introduced from a lot of companies for home entertainment, home theater, home electronics, this kind of stuff. A lot of computer stuff is there now because the Comdex show, which was the largest computer convention in the world, is gone now. That show doesn't exist anymore. So this is just a huge event. I personally have been to it 10 or 12 times over the years. Brian, you have yet to go to the Consumer Electronics Show.
Correct.
You need to go. We need to go. Next year, the Wise Guys are going to the Consumer Electronics Show.
I wouldn't make a promise like that, but, if you can, that'd be great.
Maybe get somebody else to pay for it.
See now, Dan, now you're onto something.
I know how Brian Gongol's mind works. So.
Pretty much, yeah.
So anyway, a lot of new things coming out this year at the Consumer Electronics Show. Probably one of the biggest things is 3D television. And
really? Why?
I don't know. And here's what I've heard, Brian. I've heard that 3D TV is supposedly the big thing, but yet they're not selling a lot of them.
Yeah, I don't.
And it's because people don't want to wear big 3D glasses sitting at home to watch, a movie. And in order to watch a movie in 3D, you got to have a television that, will display it in 3D. You got to have the 3D glasses. You got to have a DVD player that will do that. There's a lot of things involved here. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. So,
no.
But that's the big thing. The other thing that I'm excited about coming out of the Consumer Electronics Show is 4G data speeds for smartphones. This just means that our smartphones, like my Droid X here, like my Droid X here.
Nice Vanna White impression.
I used to be, I one time interned as a showgirl on The Price is Right, so there you go.
Well, I can see why you lost that intern.
But what it means is for smartphones like my Droid X, which runs the Android operating system, or your iPhone, or whatever phone you might have, faster download speeds. You'll be able to actually sit here and watch high definition videos and movies,
right,
streaming across the air wirelessly in real time.
Into your phone. Yep. And
that's kind of cool, but this means the bandwidth that's going to be required to do this kind of stuff is just going to be a lot more. It's going to be a lot more bandwidth. So, and I think that when that happens, you're just going to see prices start going up.
Yeah. Now, fortunately, though, bandwidth may be declining, at least in terms of the demand of bandwidth going to spam right now, because we talked about the story today, and here you can see a little clip of it, that spam levels around the world are falling dramatically right now, at least according to Symantec, which is one of the security firms, the internet security firms. They're claiming that basically if you look here, back here in July or August, there were about 250 billion spam messages sent per day, and that they have declined all the way down to about 50 now. Not quite sure why that is. Dan, you were speculating that it's because people are going to jail for it now.
Every now and then you read in the news where they've sent another spammer to jail. Guys that are running companies that are sending out millions and millions and millions of spam messages a day are now getting busted and going to prison for it. That just takes away from the amount of spam out there.
Yeah.
We don't really know the actual reasons why, but who cares? It's going down. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So hopefully that trend will continue.
A trend that we don't hope will continue. China building stealth fighter jets, particularly if they come along with carrier killer missiles. Not a big enthusiast for that one at all. because you can the picture here that's been leaked onto the internet, and obviously I'm just screening here, I'm zooming in here on a picture that's on the internet, so you can look it up for yourself, shows a prototype fighter jet, supposedly from China, that you know, it looks a lot like a stealth fighter. It supposedly may contain Russian engine technology.
You know what that looks like?
What's that?
Have you ever seen the new F-22 fighter jet?
That's what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
Stealth fighter technology.
Yeah, imagine that. The Chinese stole some more of our secrets. Wow.
Well, they may or may not have, but it does get down to a story that we have talked about, and it is the theft of intellectual property and patented stuff and ideas.
Yeah. The Chinese don't care about that, so.
Well, I'm sure some do, but the government there doesn't enforce it very well. They turn a very, very, very blind eye to the theft of American and world technology.
Okay, but here's a concern we should have. Let's say the Chinese actually do build stealth fighter jets now and can sell them a lot cheaper than what our American companies can build them for.
Right.
And the United States government starts buying our Chinese our fighter jets from China. That would concern me. I don't want our pilots, American pilots, flying fighter jets with "Made in China" stickers on them, okay?
Yeah, well, I don't think that's going to happen anytime
soon. That's not a good thing.
I don't think that's happening anytime soon.
It's like cars built in India. Not a good idea.
Well, no, they're going to build a lot more cars in India over time, and I would far rather get something built there.
Anything built in Korea, bad.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, cars built in Korea, I've owned one. They're horrible.
Have you ever used something made by LG? A phone, perhaps, made by LG?
I'm talking about cars. I'm sorry, I was talking about cars.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to have to differ with you on that one.
Anyway, that's our wrap-up of the show today.
It's almost our wrap-up. Just be sure not to butt-dial anybody accidentally sending SWAT teams to your high school. That was apparently a mistake that somebody made in Chicagoland.
No, it's not a bad idea to butt-dial somebody. Don't listen to gangster rap.
It's always
What's
a bad
the
idea
point
to butt-dial
gangster
somebody.
rap? I'm sorry.
The long story short here, at least according to the Chicago Tribune, was that basically a guy was driving home from work. He had his phone in his pocket. He accidentally dialed his wife. When the phone was in his pocket, he was listening to gangster rap. She thought the voices sounded angry, which they would have, and that was a reason to call the police, thinking that there was a hostage situation. It turned out it was not. He just was listening to music on the drive home.
Yes, so.
Whoops.
That's the wrap-up from January 8th, 2011, Radio Wise Guys today. Thanks for watching this video, and thanks for listening to the WHO Radio Wise Guys on News Radio 1040 WHO also. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye.
We'll see you.